Alright, what's up YouTube? It is Datalinks Magnus, Datamag Productions coming at you today. I'm going to be talking about some action figures today. This is not a stop motion, this is me doing a bit of an unboxing. Just wanted to do it because today my figures came that helped me complete the Kingpin Build-A-Figure. So wanted to kind of tell the story of how I got this thing jumping off. And I just want to give a quick disclaimer. I am not an action figure reviewer. I am not one of these guys who does this as like their side gig and they're really good at it. I'm just a guy that does stop motion, just started doing that and thought I'd do an unboxing. So this is not a quote-unquote action figure review. This is me talking about how I got my Kingpin Wave. So randomly I had stopped at a Target just to see what they had, and lo and behold, there was all these figures from the Kingpin Wave just sitting on the shelf. So I went ahead and swooped them up because I was all excited, and you know, there was not that many there. There was about 4 out of the 6 that I needed. The 6-armed SpiderMan was there, although it looked terrible, and I've seen reviews on it and they said it was terrible. It didn't look good in the package. It just wasn't worth me buying it, so I left it there. So I picked up the ones I needed, and here we are. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the figures that I got, kind of talk about how why I wanted the certain figures that I wanted. Some of them have a little bit of sentimental value from my childhood, I guess, and then we'll put together the Kingpin. All right, so here we go. All right, so here we have the figures from the Kingpin Wave Marvel Legends. We got the Silver Sable, which I'm happy to have. That one I actually wanted. Night Thrasher, which I really wanted. We'll talk about that there in a second, why I really wanted Night Thrasher. Black Cat, which I wanted, but not this version of her. To be perfectly honest, I don't really like this version of her. She's too happy looking, and we'll just get into that later. Black costume SpiderMan, which from the neck down looks good, but what's up with the weird eyeglass thingies? Not a fan of that. The Puma figure, which didn't really have a whole lot of interest in, but I actually like the figure, so that one is, you know, one of the ones I actually like. And then the Red Goblin, which I ended up having to pay more than regular price for, but had to complete the wave, or the Build-A-Figure. Red Goblin is okay. I mean, he looks somewhat cool, but if I had a choice, I would have liked somebody else. It is what it is. So there is your Kingpin Wave minus the 6-armed SpiderMan, which we talked about before. I was completely not on board with. Did not like it at all. Saw it in the store, didn't like it. Saw people's reviews of it, they didn't like it. So I decided, you know what? Why buy it if you don't like it? Alright, so there's your figures. Talk about Night Thrasher for a second, since I did mention that. So Night Thrasher is a personal favorite of mine because he has nostalgic kind of value to him. When Night Thrasher first came out, I was in like middle school or high school. I want to say middle school. It was around 8th grade or so year, and I really liked the character. Really liked the New Warriors. Bought their comics. Night Thrasher was a favorite character of mine. When he showed up in other people's books, I mean, I know there was one where he showed up in like Moon Knight's book and SpiderMan's book, with him and Moon Knight and Punisher and Spider-Man teamed up and went on an adventure against the Secret Empire. Like, I really love Night Thrasher, and I loved his mini-series. I believe it was called For Control. I'll put a picture to the cover of it up here, but that For Control was a nice series. I really liked that one. And I also had the first appearance, or the first comic of the New Warriors. Really loved that one too. And I like the character. Not sure why specifically. I mean, he had a very cliche origin. Parents killed in front of him, became a vigilante, dressed in black, went out and beat the hell out of criminals. Probably familiar to us all, but I just liked him. And the fact that he rode a skateboard, very 90s-esque. Everybody in the 90s had a skateboard, so I mean, I had one. Even though I didn't know how to ride it, I had one. So there you go. So that's why I really was looking forward to the Night Thrasher figure. The Silver Sable figure, I've always liked Silver Sable. She's really cool in that new SpiderMan video game, which I have not played, but I've watched the movie / cutscene of it on Gamer's Little Playground. In case you're wondering, that's there. You can watch every hour of it. It's literally like 6 or 7 hours, but I watched all of it, and it actually wasn't like hard to watch. Not sure how they pulled that off. But yeah, so all in all, I would say Silver Sable, Night Thrasher, Puma, and maybe Red Goblin are decent figures, good figures, ones that I actually wanted. I hate to say it, but the Spider-Man and the Black Cat, I'm not really happy to have those, but happy to have the Kingpin part, so I guess it was worth it. Alright, so first up here we have Silver Sable, and I would say that she actually looks pretty good. I'm liking the silver paint. I'm liking her sculpt as far as her body and such. She looks like a mercenary. I really like what they've done with this one. Take a look at her real quick. So she's got nice silver paint, decent face sculpt. I know some people complained about her jawline, but I mean, it's not like she's a supermodel, she's a mercenary. So here we have her weapons, classic kind of regular Marvel weapons. I think some of these came with Domino, some of the other female figures. As far as her accessories on her person, you got her utility belt, which is classic Silver Sable. You got the thigh patches, which are real nice, or the thigh pouches. Some people, and I noticed it when she first came out of the package, like some people complain about them because they kind of slip down and they slip around her ankle or whatever. It's not that bad. I mean, you push them up high enough, they'll stay on. If you're really bugged by it, you could put a dab of super glue on it and it would stay exactly where it's supposed to. Not that big of a deal to me though. Would have been nice for her to have a pouch or like a holster for one of these guns, like maybe that holster that comes on the Deathlock figure. But all in all, this is a nice figure, and I was happy to get this one. This was the one of the ones that I actually wanted out of this wave. So there's Silver Sable. Now we go to what I consider to be the crown jewel of this set. I mean, besides the Kingpin himself. And again, this might just be a personal preference for me, but I really love this Night Thrasher. I mean, you look at his armor, how shiny it is. I mean, look at these boots. I mean, look at that gloss on that paint. That's just awesome. And then it's all, you know, treaded up with the nice military-esque, rugged look. The all black. It's got the bandana on the leg. The championship belt here. The Eskrima sticks. The backpack that connects the skateboard and the Eskrima sticks. Great accessories for this figure. This one, they got right. I don't have any complaints about this guy. Well, let me rephrase that. I think I would have liked for there to be kind of a transparent visor here, which isn't a huge deal. If I really wanted one, I probably could make one for him, but it'd be nice if that would have came on him. But that's a nitpick, because this is awesome. Like, I'm really happy to have this figure. Like, look at that guy's boots. Like, look at those things glistening. This guy is awesome. Again, for me, the crown jewel of this set. I would have bought him even if he didn't have a Build-A-Figure piece, hands down, and I would have paid more than full price for him too, which I didn't. I got lucky, but I would have. So there's Night Thrasher. Let's see if he'll stand. Moving on to Black Cat. She's okay. I mean, her paint looks nice, and she's got decent accessories as far as the fact that these leg accessories and the wrist accessories actually come off. That's nice, because for us people who are looking at her as not a figure that we really want, but ooh, that looks like good custom fodder. I could make somebody out of her. Talia al Ghul, baby. That might be nice. Talia al Ghul. I need one of those. But yeah, other than that, whoops, everyone just fell. Nice job with your whip there. But not the best figure. And then what's up with the weird smile? Like, it couldn't be like a sly, like, kind of smirk. We had to put a whole cheesy smile, like she's smiling for her school portrait. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. But like I said, good custom fodder. I could definitely make somebody out of her. So there's a Black Cat for what it's worth. Again, meh. Alright, so next up we have the Black Symbiote costume SpiderMan. And like I said, for him, I mean, from the neck down, this is a good figure. I like it. Like, I like the little claw effect with the hands. I like the chest emblem. I even like the, you know, individualized toes. Like, I kind of like that. When I first saw it, I was like, but nah, it's growing on me. But those eyes, like, it looks like something out of a, you know, 1950s comic book, and it just doesn't look right. And I like for Spider-Man's eyes to be like big around his whole front of his face. This does not look, that head does not look good to me. I wonder, again, custom person who does custom stuff, you're looking at this like, what can I use this for? Maybe I could rip those little lenses off and use that, you know, completely black hooded head for something. I don't know, but it's not hideous. It's not the worst, but just not really a fan of that look for the symbiote Spider-Man. The Puma is not a figure that I wanted, clamored for, was hoping to get in a wave. He's just a guy who happens to have the Kingpin's torso with him, so you kind of have to get him or buy the torso on the secondhand market, which I'm sure it's available now, but you end up paying at least what you paid for the figure itself just for the torso, so didn't want to do that. But so here's the Puma, and like I was saying, I actually like this figure. He kind of looks like that old, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that outfit that Wolverine wore when he was in that one comic from the 80s. I think when he was fighting the Imperial Guard and he took somebody's uniform and put it on, maybe. But that's what this reminds me of. But it looks nice. I like this guy. I like his face sculpt. I like the paint. I like the open mouth and the teeth. He's usable. He'll look good in some stop motions. I'll fit him in somewhere as some mutant thug that attacks people and gets beat up eventually. But I like him. So this one's good. Okay, so here we have the last guy in the wave. This is the Red Goblin. And I am not completely familiar with the Red Goblin. Although he almost looks like those Onis, those Japanese kind of demon warrior people. Looks cool. Good sculpt. I like the fact, and I didn't notice this at first, but he has like a rubberized mouth, so you can kind of open it and show his yellow mouth opening. That's kind of nice. It's got the pumpkin bomb. It's got a long tail, although the tail is pretty stiff. It's not really going to move a whole lot for you. So lots of luck using that to pose him. I mean, it'll help him stand up, but you're not going to really be able to pose the tail. And, you know, he looks pretty good. Again, not a figure that I was hoping to get, looking for, happy about, excited about, but he's part of the wave and he's got to build a figure piece, so he gets bought. And I might add, I could not find him at other stores when I found all the other guys, so he unfortunately cost me a pretty penny, so I'm gonna have to find a use for him. Thanks a lot. Okay, so that's all the people, all the figures. Now we can put together the Kingpin.